got enough air blowing. Just a tad. That's a tad. Everybody all right? I thought that a couple more of my children would have been back. Somebody stole some of my children. What happened to my children? My children? She can't see me. How many fingers I got up? How many fingers I got up? Felicia, how many fingers I got up? Yeah, how many fingers I got up? I'm looking for some children. You can't see that far. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Doing all right? Good to see you. All right, we got Gabby, Mom. Good to see you tonight. Good to see you. Been a while. Come on. You got somebody else with you? Who we got right there with you? Who do we have with you right now?
My godson.
Godson. Hey, godson, how you doing? Doing all right? Good to see you. Good to see you. I know we got Auntie over there. Everybody all right? All right, two to be alive. Appreciate it. I get my chapstick. The air conditioner dry your lips out. People like Joe be picking them. I need a mask. I lay down and peel it, then pull it back up and do like that. You left Dexter Ministry again?
Yes, sir.
That's like it's hard for you to retain members. You know what? Good old Cam been faithful. They didn't know that. He said, hold on to one. Isn't that right? That's right. He keeping one. Everybody all right? Two to be alive. Isn't that right? Didn't have to do it. But it done it again.
Yes, sir.
We here to hear the words eternal kai, which is the words eternal life. And alum kai, eternal life. That's what we're here for. That's what he says, eternal life to know him, isn't it? That's our goal, to make sure we know him according to the word. Everybody claiming them in a relationship with him, but then when you fasten everybody down to what thus said the book, that's where it come down, and that's where you start getting distinction there. You start finding out who got a relationship or who fabricated a relationship. So a lot of them fabricated. I thought I was young, I was about 13. I used to date Kim Fields. Y'all don't know her, do you? Tootie. Y'all don't know Kim Fields? No, y'all know Kim Fields? What y'all living for? I used to live, y'all know, Kim Fields was hot when I was 13. She was 13 too. You know, I had a picture of her and I look at it. Look, in the picture, like she was looking right at me. You know, you had a picture, you got the picture like they're looking right at you, and you feel like they ought to know you. She didn't know me. So that's what's called a fabricated relationship. And that's what a lot of times people do when they come down to the word. It's fabricated. They're looking at the book looking at them, but they don't realize there's really not a relationship. When the word go out, the word is designed to be personal to everybody. It gives every man, every woman an opportunity, chance to see themselves and do a self-examination to see whether or not you actually in working cohesively, I guess, with the word versus you basically kind of working against it. Y'all got it? So that's what we're doing. Even Yahushua told them that he that don't gather with him, he said they scatter abroad. Isn't that right? So they're not working cohesively. That's what we do. Well, you know, I was thinking about a little earlier before getting here how everybody's life we got is not the life you asked for, it's the life you dealt. How many of y'all played spades before or play? How many of y'all like really, really good? Exactly, only me and Dave, a couple more people. So anyway, we're not really, really good. Felicia, I know you can't see Felicia. It's gonna be hard. She'll be throwing, since she can't see, she don't think every card, I got a handful of spades, because everything look black when you can't see. And she'll be throwing out hearts and diamonds. Cut! She don't know why she ain't winning the book, because she can't see, yeah. But yeah, oh yeah, Tim and Leon, they good. They somebody nemesis. Justin, yeah, you know how to play. I'm trying to think about it. Ed, I know you don't know how to play. You smile too much. Don't see what's in your hand. You can't play spades. You can't do that much smiling when you're playing. Don't see the man. I can tell you ain't got nothing. You smiling too much. Y'all know how to keep that face where they don't know if you're gonna cut or you got the suit. Ed, you can look at Ed and tell, yeah, he got it. But Ed, I know you got one. He started bust out smiling. But anyway, kind of like spade, you play the hand you dealt. And it's saying that's how we have to kind of operate when it comes down to life. Nobody didn't ask for the hand they got, but that's the hand he gave, and you learn how to play with the hand you dealt. Sometimes you can spend more time looking at what you don't have, what you would like to have, and you really haven't learned how to work with what you got to see what you can get. Some people don't look at your one book might be a critical book. If you play your hand right, you might wind up playing and you might get yourself another book. But if you go in with the mindset I ain't got nothing and I ain't gonna try to worry about getting nothing, a lot of times that's what you wind up getting. And I say that to say, a lot of times we count ourselves out in life because we'll feel like I don't have a hand that somebody else got. I don't have the hand I like. But you gotta learn how to play the hand you got. That's right. Sometimes you'll be surprised if you got somebody you're playing with, you might have something they need. You might have that one thing they had. You've been counting one book, but the way you played and because you had somebody working with you, it could play into a couple other books. You didn't realize your hand actually complement the hand your partner needed. But a lot of times, like I say, oh yeah, Uncle Ted, I forgot Uncle Ted, you know how to play. Then we teach Uncle Ted how to play. Yeah, we done. I forgot. I know it. Yeah, you rather teach me and Dave teach you or Hayward?
I taught you and Dave.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight. Why he talking about Uncle Ted told me he taught me and you how to play. Uncle Ted. He needed to teach Hayward how to play. Yeah. So well, sometimes, you think about it, and I say that like people, you can play by yourself if you want to, but it's really kind of one of the team players we got. If you play your hand right with Mr. Yahuwah, you'd be surprised how things will fall your way. That's just you'd be surprised how things will fall sometimes. Just before you count yourself out, try to see if you can count yourself in. The hand I got ain't the hand I asked for and the hand I wanted, but kind of working with it and letting things kind of shape themselves and how they mold themselves, it worked out for me. That's why I tell people, before you count yourself out and count yourself lost, try to see if you can count yourself in. Let's see how it work out first. Even the book said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. That beginning, you can look good at the beginning, and it can all go downhill. A lot of things start off at the good at the start, but as time go on, what happens? The end of the thing will prove it out. Let's see how much longevity you got in it. I just say that to everybody to really sit back and just kind of consider. That's how it goes. My biggest fear, and I tell you my biggest fear, I don't want to die and I don't want to burn. Only one of those things I can't change. Hey! Wait till I answer! I can't change the burn, I can't change dying. Yeah, he was in the spirit. Yeah. Antoine, what you think? Antoine, he be in the spirit a lot of it. But so what you look at, I can't change dying. I can change the burning. I thought I said there's one thing that I can change, one thing that I couldn't change. You can't change dying. You can pray over it, dump oil on it, meditate on it, exercise to try to prevent it. It's just a thing that it's got to happen. It's one of the things it's still a hard blow. It's still a tough situation, but it's a thing that we all have to face. You ain't got to burn. So that's what I work for. So since I already realized what I can't change, then I can't spend a whole lot of time on that. I got to work on what I can change. That's where I'm going when I leave here. Y'all got it? So that's how I go to look at the book, see what it does say Mr. Yahuwah, because the place falling apart. From the welder to the politician. They just drug some more tired white folks down there. Some just at the Capitol building January the 6th. Now they down at the border down there in Texas. Y'all seen them? One of the main riders, he's sitting down there with the Republicans down at the border. For whatever reason they bring him. But this is what I got the point I'm tired of fighting and arguing about. Why won't black people ever use the so-called? Because you're not black. The color is Shakur. It's not black. But for the life of me, when is it gonna come out? People might opt out. Yeah. Why are we still a part of their system? They don't care about us. You're not a citizen. There's nowhere in the Constitution that give you no alienable rights. Isn't that right? They give you ailments. That's all the Constitution give you ailment. You need to opt out. I don't know why people are so persistent in arguing that. They show you what they care about you. White people can walk in, bust out one to start fight, bust them in the head, tell they're gonna kill everybody under the president down, and they just can't. That's a normal day. That's white people. Thanksgiving was built on brutality, them killing people, and then it's to be celebrated. They call Thanksgiving a peaceful day. I mean, I don't know what niggas waiting on to leave. They actually massacred the Indians. Well, there ain't no Indians because you're not from India. I don't know why people buy and subscribe to this other lie. These people call themselves they Spaniard mix. They're not Indians because they're not from India. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But whatever reason is, niggas run around, you put a feather in your head, Then they holler another nigga, they call him macaroni. Ain't that right? Call them macaroni. They stuck a feather in their head, ain't it? So what's going on, Chief Macaroni? Y'all scared to tell them about that, ain't it? Y'all remember that? Stuck a feather in his head and call him macaroni. Yankee Doodle, Yankee to the town, Yankee Doodle Dan. Y'all remember that song? Hold for me. Y'all don't know Yankee Doodle? Are y'all serious? Y'all never heard the song? Me. Yankee Doodle riding on a pony, stuck a feather in his head and called him macaroni. Yankee Doodle went to town, Yankee Doodle, Yankee. Yankee Doodle went to town and... See, that's the nigga version. He's like, yeah. That's how you do it, man. That's the nigga version. You just keep humming on some beat. Whatever word fit in. Y'all ain't never heard Yankee Doodle? Now you hear it say, they ain't coming to life. That's right, that's what it was. But so that's what you call them. You simply not in and say, how you doing, macaroni? And they got a feather in their head. That's how they do it. How many of y'all don't know why they call him macaroni? That's what y'all pay me for. That meant he was stylish. That's why a guy said, you macking. The macaroni meant that he was stylish. He was fashionable. That's why they called him macaroni. Yeah, that's why they tell you he stuck the feather in his head and they called him macaroni. They would say that made him fashionable. Yeah, see, y'all come here because you teach something. Come on now. You know right, you learn something. You didn't know what it was. I ain't calling that nigga no macaroni. You got cheese on you? Ain't that right? Ain't that right? That nigga got to be cheese and hard for me to call him macaroni. Macaroni tight. That oven macaroni? Ain't nothing like that oven. You know when you're a kid, you'll take the one out the pan. That one out the oven is that real. When you lay that cheese cross on that thing and do it, oh my God. And that thing lay up, that oven macaroni is serious. Oven macaroni, when you're a kid, you'll eat that 5-minute macaroni out the bowl. When you get that one come out that glass dish, come out that oven, not like that banana pudding, the one going to the refrigerator in 5 minutes, you don't know no better. That thing going out there, come out and got that way white puff on it, that souffle. That real deal. You get that bad money and get some ice cream with that thing, then melt that thing right. You heat it up. Woo! Boy, you throw a rod on it. Y'all don't like it? What is it? Y'all don't like that for real? Hold on, Brittany, you don't like it either? Are y'all serious? Banana pudding? You eat banana pudding? Y'all don't eat banana pudding? You eat banana pudding. So you know them, you gonna make it. Them guys, I'm worried about them guys. Man, banana pudding? Man, like a nigga national dish. You know what messed up them video games, messed them kids up? Y'all missed a lot of meals playing with them video games. You know, all we had was tic-tac-toe. That's your video. You get some paper. Then we had electronic football. You fold the paper up, triangle, and kick it across the table. That's your electronic football. You know, you only do that, you got to slide across the table, slide across your neck, be easy. Then you got to come and hang off the bed. Touchdown. Hey, you get somebody to do like that, you do yours like that. You do your field goal like that. They like, come on, man, I did mine like that. I can't give you that much room. You gotta know how to manipulate it. I'm in the basketball, get the penny, thump that thing rope. You gotta thump it right, get it right up, you get it, then you dunk. Y'all didn't do that? Y'all play cornerback? Which one y'all were good at? You were good at it. Who was good? Adam don't like he good. I don't believe Adam. I'm gonna play you one day. We gonna play when I'm gonna find out. Exactly. Only way to find out. Anyway, appreciate that. We're gonna try to get ready to move on. Appreciate Mr. Yahuwah once again for being so tuned to us. All right, we're gonna get ready to let them sign the Kato Sarah. And when they sign that, y'all know we'll stand and we'll go down, face toward the east, and we'll palau, which is ask Mr. Yahuwah for what we're looking for. Isn't that right? All right, let's see. All right, continue on. All right. All right. All those that are able. Whew, I'll tell you what hard. If you right-handed, try to go down on your left knee. It's like you're retarded. Right? Most High, Yahuwah, Elohim, which is the mighty one. Asking you to look down from Shamayim, which are the heights and the expansions of where you dwell. Asking you to barak us, which is bestow a gift upon us. Asking you to open our understanding, we might understand the Ketuvim, which are the scriptures of the writings. Ask you to barak us and open our lives, which are our hearts, that we might receive your Ruach HaKadosh, which is your spirit of separation. We ask you to grant us the tranquility and the understanding and the will to do that which you amar, which you commanded. Ask you to baraka us, which is bestow a gift upon us, according to the Berith you Shabbat, which is the covenant that you vowed to Abraham, Yitzchak, Jacob, the Yahudim, and Yasharal, to their Tuledah, which are their generations, even unto us, that you will blot out all our kata and our ma'al, which are our sins and our transgressions. Barak Jerusalem, the city where Daoud dwelt, the place where they call David dwelt. Asking you to barak your Shamayim and your Sabut, which are the heights of where you dwell in your armies. Barak your Ra'ah and your Mal'aki, which are your shepherds and your messengers. Barak those under the sound of my voice and those watching in, those we commit to you in Palau, those that says Palau with them and for them, those that seek your understanding, that seek your Ruach HaKadosh, which is your spirit of separation, those that support your Dabarim, which are your words. Barak the sick, the afflicted, the married, the single, the separated, those going through affliction, those on the edge of despair, in the midst of doubt and war-stricken country, disease and pestilence. I ask you to barak the out of towns, to strengthen them, to grant them their lofts desire, which are their heart's desire. We ask you to halal us, which is guide us into the Darak, which is the way, into the Arak, which is the way of life, into a Beth in your Malkum, which is a home in your empire. We seek you for no other we know. We ask you through the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach, which is the name of your salvation, your anointed one, that you would please have recom upon us, which are mercies. We don't deserve it. We erred, we went astray, we procrastinated, we done things against your Torah, which are your laws and your instructions, but you being full of compassion, which is a Ahab, you forgave us, and you forgave our Abbas, which are our fathers, and you've given us an opportunity to turn back to you before it's everlasting too late. We ask you to keep us that we don't sakar you, that we don't worship you in vain. And we ask that you acknowledge us as your benim, which are as your children, before it's too late. As we prepare to move further, we ask you to search us, to see if there be any Rasha Darak, which are any evil ways. Cast it from us and lead us in the Arak everlasting, which is the way of life. Let the debar of our paw, which are the words of our mouth, let the meditation of our lob, which is of our hearts, be acceptable in your sight. And as we prepare to move further, we ask that you take full control, that you get the Tahallah, which are the praises, the Kabud, which is the glory, and the Kabad, which is the honor, and the Shem, which is the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we palau. Let us all say, Amen. Whew. Whew. That's how you know time's setting in. For all y'all that got up and it look like you see tomato juice, you bleeding in the eyes. Your eyes are bleeding. And not tomato. Maybe down there that blood start rushing to your eyes. All right. Let's see if we can do this. Romans 15:4. Now, what we're using, for those that don't know, this is this is a copy which you call Beth Mashiach, which is actually the name is saying the house of the anointed. What we're doing, this is a transliteration of this writing. which is written where you can enunciate it. This is the English translation of this. Transliterating means to do what? Write it where you can pronunciate it in its proper tongue. That's transliteration, all right? So what we're looking at is a transliteration from here. People that don't speak our language wouldn't know how to enunciate it like this. So it's been written this way, so when you enunciate it, you can pronounce it as it's written here. Y'all got it? So it's good to know why you're using different versions. So we use the Beth Mashiach. I hope they ain't Donald Trump. All right. This is 15. Ain't no Donald Trump will come and trying to get saved at the last minute. And I said no. No, Donald. All right, this is 15:4. Romans, listen.
For whatever Nikatah before,
For whatever was written before,
Nikatah for our lamed,
so it was written to teach us.
That-
So
that we through endurance
endurance is what we look at when they put patience.
and Nakum
Nakum is the Abari word for consolation. Isn't that right? Like to console somebody who's going through a tragic situation. You get them words of comfort or maybe a hug or whatever. So the word for us is called Nakum. And Nakum, and the English word for it would be consolation. Okay? Of the what?
hit the beam.
That's why we get our consolation from the word. All right? Let's see what happens. So for what reason?
Might have your call.
So we might have you call. The English version would be hope. We don't use hope simply because when you root the word hope, and you'll find that other words that's similar to, they'll use the word wish. When you start to wish, that means for something that cannot possibly happen. And the reason why our people have been setting some of the detriment that we're in, see, the fight that we're fighting is a fight of, our belief is that the white man is killing us through incarceration, through police shooting us or whatever it is. But we have more death and more tragedy through the fact that we don't comprehend their language.
That's right.
So they've given us a language that they've taken and they designed for them. And it's to work against us. So when they gave it to us, it was never intended at the first to give it to us. So by the time they figured out, okay, we're going to have to give it to them so we can get them to understand what their laws were, then we learned later, okay, you can enunciate, you think you understand it, but it's only to an extent. Because you don't really know where things root from, and it's dangerous when you're dealing with something you don't know where it roots from. Y'all got it? Y'all remember that time? How many of y'all seen the movie Life? Y'all remember they were sitting in there, and who was that? And Ray was looking at the man. He was sitting there snorting and stuff in his nose. He said, "What you looking at, old man? You want some?" He said, "No." He said, "You know how they bring that stuff in here?" He said, "Have it in their ass." He said, "You putting up in your nose." That man, he started laughing because he's looking at where it root from. Yeah. The man looking at, "What you looking at, old man? He wants it." He's like, "No, I know where it come from." See, what hurt us, see the guy sniffing, young guy, he want to get high. He ain't looking at, how did they get this stuff in here? Mm-hmm. You know, so all those are coming, you got to start considering a lot of things that we picked up as people, and as a people, we need to become a nation. Nation is what they recognize. They don't recognize people, okay? They don't. They recognize a nation. When they start off and they write, "We the
people
in order
to form
or what?" So they were building a nation. They told you what they start off as a people. They're not still a people. They start off as a people, but they told you what they were doing. They were forming something. Y'all got it? You as a people, you conform to something, okay? And it didn't work for your favor, it worked against you. So you got to pay attention. They don't still recognize the people. They recognize it as it's a nation. They start out a people, but they became a nation. That's our goal, to be a nation. So which for us, the Abari word would be Goim. So we understand that we are a nation, okay? And you're not a nation without struggles. Mm. You're not a nation without battles. You got it? There's some things we have to do and endure in order to become that nation.
That's right.
Y'all got it? Just as Abraham. Did Abraham just walk out from his father's house and become a Goim?
No.
No, he had to get and he had to sit among some people.
Right.
He had some fallout with his own relatives.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that right? His own nephew he had a fallout with him and realized we need to separate. Badal. Isn't that right? We had to separate. You know, he had to go back, then he had to go back and fight to recover his nephew. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Then he went somewhere with his wife, and what happened? A Malak, what they would call an emperor for us, they would call a king, wound up taking his wife from him. Isn't that right? But him doing the will of Elohim, him having endurance and what they call patience, Elohim was able to deliver and restore the man back his wife. Isn't that right? And told him restore it back to him. Why? Because he's in the bar. This man will palau for you, which is pray for you. He will ask something of me. I will hear him, and you'll live. That's how important it is for us to recognize the importance of the establishment that Mr. Yahuwah set up for us. See, everything we need is set for us, and the problem becomes we won't acknowledge him the way he told us. You know, we're in a system, and what hurts us, we conform so to their system, we don't recognize his system. Even with Christian churches, okay? Christian churches know their power is only inside that building. They don't have no power outside that building. Everything they praying for, they working for is only in that building. When they get in their car and they leave and they go to the street, they know that stuff in. What we're supposed to have is a more enduring substance because we have confidence in what it is we believe. And that's based upon the writings, how we saw how he come back and he allowed them to persevere. Okay? Let's look at some things. Now, let's look at, see that the 11th chapter of the book of Abari. They call it Hebrews. Excuse me, Abari or Abarim. And so what's important when people look at the book, it's important to recognize the name, okay? Because the names of the Sefer, scrolls, or books kind of entail what you're reading about. That's like Gone with the Wind. What are they going to be about? Probably about a show. How about the book about the little lady that lived in a shoe? What that book going to be about? A lady that lived, probably going to be about a tree house called Little Lady That Lived in a Shoe. So typically, the book name titling gives you some idea of what it's about. What to say, they got it from us. Yeah. Three Little Pigs, the name of the book. What the book going to be about? It's going to be about some lambs. Mary had a little lamb. So they named the pig, they named the book, Mike like that. Mike ain't preaching. Mike say, I ain't never heard of messing that good. Bacon. He said he watched that Lion King. He said he rewind that thing and keep it on there when Puma put on that hula thing. He was looking for a hunk of meat. Mike said he loved that thing, that Lion King. I thought he would like the part when Simba became the king or when Simba, no, I like Puma. Yeah, that's dangerous. So now when we read this book, the book is called Abari or Abarim. So the book name tells us it's about the other side. And what's important, it's important for us simply because we are the Abari people. Y'all got it? Which means we were on the other side. See, a lot of this, it's important for us to realize when a lot of these things happen and Yahuwah coming down and confounding the people, that wasn't us. We was on the other side. It's important to realize why it was important for him to separate us. Okay? Let's see something for a second before we read this, since we talked about the book name. Look at 6 and 17. Who know what I want? Barashit. Good call. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Way to go, Chris. You're going to get it right one day. Barashit. 2 Corinthians 6, 17. Barashit. Right. So I'm saying Barashit. Now you see that like 2 Corinthians, because now we're looking at this is the second letter that Shaul, that they call Paul, because his name is not Paul, his name is Shaul. I think his name is Herda Elohim. So now we'll look at his second letters, because we want to find out his second, what they'll call epistles, writings, letters. Let's see what he told them to do. This is 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. All right, listen. He'll read the King James Version. The reason why I have us to read the King James Version along with this so you can start to see the different error in the writings. That's important to know. You'll have a lot of people say, man, the King James book wrong. Why? Because the devil wrote it. Who? White folk. So your answer now, where we going with it? We know that people have a demonic behavior, the people that actually wrote it, who were actually the inspirers of the King James Version. I call it perversion because they had a different intent when the King James Version was written. They only want to try to solidify the position of the Catholic Church. So when you have something, it's important to know why you got it. Most people don't know him. Well, that's the one my grandmama had and my granddad had. No, it was only set because they were losing people. The Reformation came in. Y'all not familiar with Reformation, are you? That's when the Protestant church came in. They broke away from the Catholic Church because they stopped believing a lot of the dogma, which is the doctrine that would teach you. They had homosexual priests sleeping with men, boys, back then. In the 1500, this is not a new behavior. These people jumping up talking about, these kids been molested. They've always happened. That's why you have the Episcopalian church, the Protestant church. You get all these people, they're all breakaway. They don't even know the Baptist church is a breakaway from the Catholic church. Most of these people don't have no better sense. They just thinking they something different. They're all under the Catholic church. That's why they had a praying hand. They got the same behaviors. It's the Catholic Church. They just don't know no better. The Methodist Church is the Catholic Church. How many of y'all didn't know the Catholic Church, the Methodist Church was the Catholic Church? It is. They actually send money back there. Part of your tithes offering go back to the Catholic Church. It's under the Catholic Church. The nigga go put African American in there. Nigga, you ain't been no African. Isn't that right? Oh, you don't act a fool. But how we gonna know if people don't tell us?
That's right.
If people don't tell us and we don't research and learn this stuff, when we read the King James Version, that's the word of God. And they'll tell infallible. Do y'all understand that infallible means incapable of error? Your book has too many errors in it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's got errors in it because they wrote based off of prejudice. Any book you read is based off prejudice. Go get a book about making cakes and see if you're gonna find a book gonna tell you making cakes is wrong. This again, all are gonna write in favor. The people gonna write are gonna write in favor of making cakes. What you think people gonna do? Your book you're reading is in favor of the Catholic Catholicism Church. Easy proven, but the people don't want to realize it. They had particular reasoning of why they needed to change the book and add words like church, because it wasn't in there. Church was only recorded one time in the book. And that was in the 19th chapter of the book of Acts of the Apostles. It was never recorded. There's never been a time they ever recorded the word church, except for one time. Tisdale wrote it. Tisdale wrote it because of a behavioral practice. It was a demonic practice going on, and he called it a church. Yeah. That's the only time they recorded it. That's why he dead. They killed him because they look at he was hurting the Catholic Church. These people will kill you now. These people they'll kill you now. The Catholicism run this place. They whole dragging in and ushering in the Bible in when these people coming in. These people major liars. Most of these people don't know. They take things and they use them against you. You just don't know they do it. See, the first thing they had to do, we were taught it's certain things we couldn't do. So there's certain things they do to you that lure you in to make you feel like you owe them honesty. Hello? Okay, let me show y'all something. Now we got to go a whole nother way now. Can we scratch this now? We can run a whole nother way?
Yes, sir.
Let's say, hey, maybe I still come back and pick it up. How about that? Pick me up at the 8th chapter of the book of Acts of the Apostles. And we ain't moving because I don't know what I'm doing now. Let's look at a whole nother look. Acts of the Apostles, chapter 8. Know why that book called Acts? Actions. It's a book about acts. It's a book about performances that they actually did. And that's important. When you read it, how many of y'all, you never thought about the name Acts? You just, because you're not supposed to. White people don't, this is how we do. We'll think we know something because you're saying something. How many times, I remember songs I listened to, and I thought I listened to them, I knew them, and you'll listen with them, you'll pick up something, you'll say, I never paid attention, that song actually said that. And you'll be saying the word, you're like, I just never paid attention to it. Because something has to alert you to get you to really become conscious. Because your mind will just pick up something you just said, and you never thought nothing about it. Mm-hmm. I remember the song from 90201. Y'all remember how many 90201? What is it, 95 what? 9120? 9 who? 91. It's too many numbers being here. 9021. Don't dial it. 90210. Sorry, I was saying. I mean, I'm a nigga. You don't extra words. I'm just listening. I ain't listen like that. Justin bust out laughing one time. I was like, why he was laughing? He said, that's not the words. I was saying something. He said, that's not what I said. Well, he said, they're saying, I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. I said, that's what they saying. What I was saying was fitting and covered the same little rhythm. I really didn't care about what they was, to be honest with you. So I'm just kind of rolling. As long as I'm standing there, your word, as long as you stand inside that beat, it don't really matter. I mean, if you just going, there's a lot of stuff you don't know. Then you pick back up when you know where a word at, and you go on back, and then you throw your word back in there.
Yeah.
But see, then it kind of takes away, because now when you listen to what she's actually saying, you say, that makes a difference. So she's saying she wants something done now, and she don't want to wait for their lives to be over. You know what I'm saying? Basic song, when you listen to what she's actually saying, and that's what we had to do, become conscious to what he's been telling us. And we had typically Christian, when I say Christian, that falls on the already. A lot, even with Hebrew Israelites, we take the book at kind of what we want to do versus let's try to understand. You're dealing with a culture. You're not just dealing with a written book. You're dealing with a total practice. The language was speaking to a people that had a certain behavior. This language would never speak to a person that worked as an exec somewhere at a computer firm. It wasn't talking an insurance agent, because all of the things that they would use for analogies to kind of understand it would have to be things that correlated with what's written. You start talking about first fruits. Somebody who works in computer science is gonna understand that. They're gonna understand motherboards and software. They're gonna understand writing program algorithms. He's not talking in those terminologies. He's talking about things that people that have a certain culture can relate to simply because these are the things that they use. Okay? Let me see something. Let me see our language right quick. Let's show them the original. Let's show you what they did right. And why it's important, because in order to kind of look at here, well, it's fine. We'll still do. Kind of condense it, then we'll open it up a little bit. This is our language. The early is what they'll call ancient. The middle is what you saw in the blue. The other one that was just below it is what they'll call late now, which they'll call the modern. And they only call that a modern because that's the last last penning style we use. Penning is how we wrote. Original writing was here, which is called hieroglyphs, which means you use pictures for words. Got it? One picture, and they'll tell you can have 1,000 meanings. One American word only got 1 to 2 meanings. The hypocrisy will come in when they change it to something other than that. So we were familiar with the actions of the Aleph. The Aleph, because he was the major animal, the most versatile animal that we had. That's why you look at him first. Out of all the animals, we kept sheep, we kept goats, and we kept the Aleph. That they'll call a cow, which makes no sense, okay? A cow is something that the white man is taking, and he's translated, transgender, homosexualized. They took the horns from him. We don't have animals. We didn't have an olive without horns, okay? This is his crown. Just like you'll find today, you'll find emperors. You'll even find in, just say in tribal African, they'll take stuff and sit up on their head as a crown, because everybody mimicked the olive. This is a symbol of his strength. His versatility is simply because of the fact he can not only he don't just only plow, he can also feed you from himself. He can provide. Y'all got it? He can protect. He can lead. So when we look at the olive, we learn, first of all, what's the versatility of the olive? Okay, you can take the olive skin and you can wear it. When the book told us, but put ye on, it'll say Jesus Christ, but it'll tell you, but put ye on the Mashiach and make not provisions for the flesh. Well, the only people who are going to understand that, let me ask you a question. You ask a question, so explain to me what they mean by put on, but put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ. See, every morning when you get on, you get your Bible. And you take your Bible with you, it's okay, be just a little more stupid. I need you to be a tad more dumber. See, people who understand about putting on the Mashiach, because you're talking about the anointed one, This is what we're looking at. This is the one we look at. This was the chief, the Rosh of all our animals. There was not another animal that we kept that had the versatility of the olive. So when we talk about putting it on, people who understand it were people who had the olive. Because not only could he plow, could he defend, could he protect, he also, when you slay him, you could take his skin and you could make a coat. Y'all got it? So I'm understanding first from nature, a natural sense, before I try to go into what they call a spiritual sense. You ask any people, say, what do that mean by put you on Jesus Christ? Baby, when God been good to you, said when you get through being stupid and open your eyes, could you explain to me what you're talking about? Y'all know how many of y'all know they'll just run off on this rant raid that makes absolutely no sense to people who understand how we operate it. I understand it. When he told you to dwell in him and he'll dwell in you, how does that actually work from a natural sense? Baby, God is everywhere, baby. Woo, hear me now. Say, can you get him and you out of him? Versus the only way to get this, how would you get the olive in you unless you consume it? And what did Yahushua ask us to do when we sat down and we kept Passah? Take ye, what did he tell you this was? So we understood how he gets in. Ask him, explain to me how he and you. Why you gonna make me ruin? Exactly, you're acting even dumber. Because of most, you see how when you sat down with simplicity, when you understand, first of all, we can only explain that because we're going back to the root. When people explain stuff like that, they just took off. Everybody got their own ideology. First is, this makes sense that he told me to dwell in him, which means I take his skin. Also with the skin, you could build a bed, a tent. So I understood about going inside of a tent. Dwelling in him, he said, and I dwell in you, which means I consume him. That's one of the spiritual people. So explain that to me, dwell in him, he'll dwell in me, and I dwell in him. See, God had many functions. He says, so you don't know the answer. We're finna run all over the place. Versus, if we could just go back to the first language communication, that's how important your language is. We dealt with, when he told us that he was the Aleph, Elohim, the mighty one, because this was the most powerful animal we had. This was it. And it could work all these different factions where it could lead hundreds and thousands. So could Yahuwah when he brought us out of Mitzrayim, they call Egypt. How many did he bring out? He brought out thousands. An olive can do that. They can lead thousands. Yasharal came out as thousands because he can protect, he can lead. Who would lead first? It would be the one that was the elder of them, the ancient. When Yahuwah told us he was the ancient, we knew who was supposed to lead us. The ancient of us, the strongest of us. Once we start to understand the communication, when we come back and look at the verbalization, even though it's written in English now, we have some type of idea about the principles he was trying to get us to know. I'm only talking to you through 22 characters. Let me see all of them. Just start, oh, not so fast. They need to see them. So you got to blow them up bigger and how many they see. So these, oh, there you go. Whoo. Whoo. All right. Whoo. Woo, blood pressure. He don't hunt that thing high like preacher blood pressure. All right. So the olive, the Beth, which is the tent plan, the Beth. That's what this is, the tent plan. This let us know how we enter in. This is called a kaf, which you'll see later, which divides the house. This let us know what side of the house where you dwell, okay? Yahushua told the Talmudim that they'll call disciples. The only thing disciples have in front is gangsters. Talmudim are the taught ones, okay? He told the Talmudim that in the 8th chapter of the book of 8 and 32 of the book of Yehukanan, they called John, he said, then spake he to those Yahudim that amon on him, believe on him. If you continue in my debar, then you my. Now, don't forget, what do they know about continue? No. See, you know continue from, like they show you something on TV, it said to be continued, it's coming back up again, coming back on again. They knew about it because of the seed, the noon. Because as long as you had seeds, you could continue to flourish. You could continue to, to take in. That's what we look. So we look at the word, people say, ooh, God gave us a seed. Tell me, explain what are they talking about? See, for us, let's look at what a seed is. See, the first principle you got to understand, the seed. They'll look for this and they'll make it go up. But before a seed can go up, it has to go where? Down. Because not only does it have to go down, it has to take root. That's why it's important to go back to your communication. You take them to the English language, it doesn't go back that far. It's a hypocritical language. You taking other people's language, you know what I'm saying? You go in and you tell me, I tell my stomach hurt, they said you have abdominal pain. The problem is, ab in Latin is a Latin word. It means no. So you saying you don't have no stomach. But in the English language, they use abdominal, don't they? Ab is a Latin word. It means no. It means not. It means you don't, not, and no, you don't have abs. I mean abdominal. Because you say abdominal. But the English took it and changed it and gave their own definition to it. See, that's the problem you got with it. You're running, you're saying something, and you don't know how to root what you're doing. So you think it though you're right because you've been doing it, so other people communicating, but you hadn't even looked at the history, your origin, or your words. That's what we beat them out at. Because we've gone back now to look at what was the first language. These crackers will have you think folk walked up and started saying, parlez-vous say? They started speaking proper English to one another. The first language they would have had would have been and it has to be based, your communication has to be based off something. It was off of things that they used and things that they knew. That's why they beat you on the ASVAB test. That's why they beat you when you take the SAT and the SAT. ACT, SAT. Because a lot of stuff they're giving you're not really familiar with anyway. Hello? That's how they beat. It's about things that white people are familiar with. Things out of the project not familiar with a lot of the words and terminology they use when you do the SAT. Or writing essays and writing, most of them not. And that's how they beat you out every time. It's stuff they're going to train their people how to do. Because it's all hypocritical anyway. The reason you think white people are smart than you, because it's something you don't know. Do you know a word? Do anyone of y'all know a word that you know, but you don't know the meaning of it? Can y'all think of a word you know, but you don't know the word, know the meaning of it? If y'all do, just think of it. So how they'll beat you out, because somebody will know the meaning of the word. You'll say, wow, they're so smart. No, you can do the same thing they did. Let's look it up. You take away the fear, you take away the superiority off of anybody when you know as well. So then you put yourself on an equal playing field. What white people count on us to do is not to research and find out. So now, guess who look like the smartest? Who look the most brilliant? Who looks the most intelligent? They do. They made it up. That's how they beat you all the time. Because we lazy. I don't want to, man, that's do my work. But you need to know. Especially if you're involved in, just like you're trying to be saved. That's your goal. You hear me? So, based off of what? What do you know about salvation? Then you need to learn about it. Then you need to learn where did it originate from. How does salvation work? What is salvation to you? All these things are important. Because you'll meet somebody that'll shake you. When Shaul recorded, who they call Paul, in Galatians 1 and 6, what was he doing? He was amazed that you were from him that called Yakra. Because you have a book called Yakra. So he's saying you were removed from somebody that Yakra who called you into the con. He called you into the con. They told you grace, right? Which is his favor. Unto another dabarim, another word, another word. And he told you there would be some trouble you that would be persistent. They won't go where you said, come on, go to service. You said, no, okay, no, come on, I'm going to keep to you. So you know what? Let me go ahead and go. And now, guess what I did? I just got you to pervert, which means you deviated from a proper course. Y'all see what I'm saying? Now you deviated. I'm just going to go to the chocolate shop. No, you've deviated from a proper course. It's important to understand. You didn't just deviate. You went from a proper course. You were going right. Now what happened? Something moved you. Something persuaded you to something else. So that's why it's so important. So when you meet somebody, they say, well, I'm such and such, and you say, well, I'm such and such, and y'all start to debate or have a conversation on why you took the definitive stand about a religion you chose or a doctrine, a dogma, something taught, then you have to be able to defend. You got to defend. So what make your religion better? Because my pastor said it. Well, my pastor said mine better than yours. Let me go back and find another answer. No, you're here so you can know how to properly defend what it is you believe. Y'all got it? And then be able to root and trace back that you understand when certain things were said. In the 8th chapter of the book of Yuchanan, we talked about 8:32. Yahushua said, if you continue in my word, then are you my Talmudim indeed, and you shall know thee, and the Amat shall, again, they knew continue from here. So guess what they looked at the word as? A seed. Because he told them about the word allowing them to continue. So they understood that meant that the word had to be a seed. So you said, he said the word, oh, it's just some of my spirit. What does it mean when the word is, come on, Holy Ghost. I'm asking you a question. Can you please stop talking about a ghost? Whether it's Casper or another one you stole. Because they don't know. There's no way for them to know because they can't root anything back to make. Why he talking about continuing? If you continue in my word, what do you know about continue? Based off of the language and the original people he spoke to. That's the problem they got. He talking to people today which don't make sense because the communication that they're supposed to be here today is the communication he had with the people back then. That's why we use Romans 15. For whatever was written, which meant they could learn from this. So that through endurance, because if you're working in the field, if you're walking, slide it down a bit. Down. The foot, because they walked. They played games on their foot. Furthermore, you received of us how you ought to. The foot. Look what the foot for. Look. To gather and to walk. They're in the field, they're walking to do what? What do they know if they're gathering? What else would they know? Harvest. What kind of harvest? Who? Muhar. They know they're taking something in. They're gathering in. That means what's been planted has come to a full. If I'm coming in to harvest, they knew they're gathering. So now when Yahushua told her, he that is not with me is against me. And he that don't gather with me. So that means I'm taking things in. I'm walking to take something in. So when you tell me how to walk in the word, then I should be gathering information, taking something in. The word is supposed to be mimicked to food. Each doth not live by lacom, bread alone, but by every word. And then he told me the word was the seed. So the word keep it. So now we try to understand, taking on the premise of eternal life. It's just a constant regeneration. It's a regeneration. That's what it is, regeneration. And they knew that. When you take a seed and you put a seed in the ground, what does that seed have to do first? Die. I don't want to die. Then I can't regenerate. I can't regenerate. You know what you do when you go to sleep with it? You refuel. You replenish. That's why you go to sleep. You know what sleep is also synonymous with? Death. That's an unconscious state. Unconscious. People go, girl, you was asleep. We was all in here. You said, I ain't even hear that. You know why? Because you was in an unconscious state. That's how we know that the dead don't know nothing. That's right. These bastards, their great-grandmama been watching. First of all, she don't even know you. And she watching over you. Look at this. I don't know who this bastard is. I don't even know why I'm here. It makes no sense because death is an unconscious state. The Christian read their book in the 12th chapter, 9th chapter of the book of Kahalaf. They call it Ecclesiastes. He told you clearly. He said the dead don't know anything. That's right. You know what he said? He said, but the ones that Kai live, they know they're going to die. Don't let them make no fool out of you. And this, well, though simplistic, is so sophisticated. Because it's something, this is the doll, which is the door. So when Yahushua told us that I'm the door, that's the entrance way to get me in here.
That's right.
But listen to now, in order for me to get through the door, to get in here, guess what I got to know? How to walk.
Yeah.
How to walk. My walk has to be with such a precision and precise to it please Elohim,
That's right.
the mighty one, the powerful one,
That's right.
the one that dictates, that determines. That's something important to know.
That's right.
He dictates and determines. You can have all kind of desires, whatever. It's only one person that dictates and determines. That's him. Y'all got it? And we are people that learn to succumb to. Like some people succumb to illness, we learn to succumb to his will. Somebody said, well, you sick enough. You say, well, I just succumb to it. They said, I'm going to die in 20 minutes. I'm counting down, 19 minutes. You succumb to it. We don't succumb to everything that's prescribed by the people out here, but we succumb to whatever he prescribed for us.
That's right.
Because we realize he dictates and determines our future.
That's right.
If I want to communicate with him, I have to have a certain understanding. There had to be a certain communication that comes from me, verb that comes from him, that he'll hear it. Y'all got it? He's going to communicate with me. This is his language in form of how we work, and it works today. But I don't understand this. How far are we going to get? Where are we going? This is the language they call primitive that he used, and he still used today by the writers, and it's still conducive to us today. It's just as important and pertinent to us today as it was then. Y'all got it? That's why we go back and we look it over. If I want to get here, I got to go through him. But I got to know how to walk. And I got to acknowledge the mighty one. Okay? So that's why we try to look at this. Well, I was telling you about with Yahushua when he was talking about they continue in my debar, word, then I use my Talmudim with these disciples indeed. He said, you shall know the Amat and the Amat. So when they was in bondage, captivity in Mitzrayim, they call it Egypt. The proper word is Mitzrayim. A singular person called Mitzar. Egyptians don't call themselves Egyptians. They're Mitzar. They let you say stuff because the word Egypt comes from Greek people. This is not the original language, nor is that the name that they were given of their father. They're called Mitzrayim because that's where they came from, okay? That's the father of Mitzrayim. So now when we learn these things, it's important to understand how we operate and how we do things. When did they get released from Mitzrayim? They had to know their mind. After Mushah came up and Mushah was given the word, which was the word of Kai, life, when he came back and he had to show them and teach them, they had to see these things. Once they were taught them, they saw these things happen. They moved off of what they were taught. That's how they were free. To just read it, he said, you know the truth and the truth make you free. Get up and show me how that works. Explain me how that works. See, when you know, you know. And when you don't know, you don't know. Powerful word. Woo! That spoke something to my spirit. What the hell you just said? Yeah, when you know something, you know it. And when you don't know, that's common sense. Explain to me about them knowing the truth, because what they were taught, they moved to, they walked to, they stayed with, they followed. That's how they got out. Mushah had to come down and demonstrate what he was shown. Let them see it. And so when it happened, they all adhered to. They stuck with it. It came down to them doing one feature act at the end, which was, and one had to take a lamb. They had to put it up on the 10th day. And they had to kill it at the 14th yom at Layla. That's what they had to do. And they had to strike the doorpost. And they had to go in and they had to eat it. Unleavened bread, lakam, and eat it with bitter herbs. And they had to eat it with their sandals on their feet and their staff in their hands. Because it was 7 o'clock, they were getting ready to go. Somebody said, I ate mine. I ain't have no shoes on. Cause when I get home, I just like to relax. And I assure you, you didn't leave. You had the blood on the doorpost. You ate the bitter herbs, and you ate the lacum, the unleavened bread, but your son was, so there's no way you could have left, because you're not being as obedient being children, not fashioning yourself according, and see, if you were ignorant, you could do that. I've done enough that this should cover me. It's all about complying to everything. That's why he was so specific with Mushal. Let's not do that. You don't pay me for proper verbiage. You pay me to show up and teach. So that's why he came to make sure that you do all of my Amar, and you keep all of my stats. So, because you don't need nobody to sit around saying, I done enough of them. Just like we found that happened with who? Shaul did it, who they would call King Saul, didn't he? He had done what he did. I brought back Agag. I never told you to bring him back. Right. I killed the worst of it. I told you to kill it all. See what I'm saying? But he felt like I've done enough that this should cover me. That's what we don't want. So why was that written? What you learn from that? Make sure you don't do everything he said. Because what did he do when he didn't? He said, I rejected him. He will not rule over my people, nor. And when he tried to get Palau for him, what he told Shaul? Shemuel, huh? Tell him louder. Sin. That's what he told him. That's how important. Don't forget, the Nabaim could do what for you? What they told Abraham. He could, and you do what? You know, he told Shaul. He told Shemuel. He said, how long you gonna keep doing that? He said, I rejected him. He let him know, move on. Don't keep worrying me about that man. I moved on. He said, I rejected him. Don't sit around and be proud of me about him. He said, don't do it. I rejected him. Listen, when Yahuwah set himself against you, people don't realize how it has to be done. If I'm going to cut you out, just say, you know what? I'm going to cut you out. This is all hypothetical. Them folks say, you heard preacher told you. If I'm going to cut you off from my knowledge, I'm going to cut you off that you're not going to be a people, say you're a person. There's a lot of things has to happen. He got to make sure you touch the law of the Isha Elohim. Don't pull out for him. Do not do that. Then he going to make sure there's going to be a separation between us that she can't get it. He going to make sure that she'll be so far from it. He going to make sure she can't get it. He going to make sure he's scrambling mind here because he got to purpose it that way. But he understands, I can't put a person in the middle and tell you that person's sex and that person is a mediator and that person mediating and it's not working unless I get the mediator to get out the way. Hello? That's how we knew. He told us in the 1 Timothy chapter 2, he told about a mediator is not a mediator what? But that's right. A mediator is somebody between two. That's why you'll find Yahushua between two thieves. And you know who to mediate between us, because you understood something in the middle, right? Yes, sir. Hello? That's what a mediator is, somebody that helps settle a dispute between two parties. Right? So he was our mediator. So what happened if he didn't want to reconcile with us? So what? That's all you had to do, get rid of the mediator. Mediation over with. Discussion is closed. There's no mediator. Discussion closed. So he had an intent of trying to reconcile us back. According to 2 Corinthians 5th chapter, verse 19, he said, we then as ambassadors for the Mashiach, as though Elohim did beseech you by us, we allow you in Yahuwah's stead, telling you to be reconciled to Elohim, which means he left you a mediator. If we stood in his stead. So discussion is still open. Once he removed the mediator, I'm through talking. That's why you find the 9th chapter book of Abarim, they call Hebrews, the 27. It's a point on the unashamed. Men wants to move after this. So the Mashiach was what? To do what? And unto them that look to him shall he appear? Without what? Unto, he won't be a mediator when he come back. That's why I told he was once offered. We're not doing mediation when I come back. All discussion closed. Any discussion we're going to have about you getting right, any discussion, all that's going to be now. When he come back, I'm not looking for no mediator. That's right. He come back as a shafet, which is a judge. And he's going to pass mashpat, which means you're going to be in the condemnation. Right? When did we learn we're not under condemnation? Hold on. Jahid beat somebody. What was it? That's tight. Mm-hmm. When did we learn we was not under condemnation? When he came back, huh? Tell them what it said. Street. That he gave. That whosoever. A man in him. You said you forgot the wrong thing? No. He said, therefore now no condemnation them that are in the Mashiach, who, that's how important this is. Let me say that. Who walk not after the flesh, which means they walking together. Typically you working, so that's what we got to look at. The gum, the foot, who walk not after the flesh, but after the ruach. Because he talked about the two laws. There's a law of what we call sin and moot. Well, sin and death, kata and moot. All right? He talked about the one that's of Kai. He said made him free from it. See, in Mizraim, they died. So they had to be free from that. Y'all got it? But when they left, you ain't gonna believe it, they had to know how to walk. That was the purpose of letting them come out on what they would call a full moon, which is a yarik. We don't have a moon. It's the actual proper name is called a yarik. Moon is Greek mythology. Okay? So we're talking about the yarik because the or that comes from a full yarik gave them light, which means it let them see. The thing you always remember about seeing, you always look at manifest. Okay, manifest. That's what it is. You know what happened on the ships? And you got cargo, they said, let me see your manifest. They'll do that with trucking. You know why? Guess what? You know how to own your trailer? Let me see your manifest. Guess what that does? That tells me what's on there. What's on the vessel, that tells me what's on the trailer. I need your manifest. That also tells me where you came from and where you're going. So now guess what our or does for us? Tell us where we at and where we going. Okay, that's how we know how to. So now you received of him how what? That's right. I'm in Mizraim. Now with or I know where I need to go. When I'm walking and there's no more or, what I do? Just no. You keep going till or come back. You off the path. Get back in or, which means you get back in what's been manifest to you. What you know, what hurt a lot of us. People are walking at what's manifested in them. It just ain't the truth. Y'all got it? What's important when he told them they were going to know the Mott and the Mott was going to make them free, they said that it was Abraham. Let's see what they just saw, seed. I know I ain't wrote nothing up there because I'm trying to get seed, which means they said it was the noon, which means they were going to continue. And they were heirs. They told them they were heirs and they were sons of Abraham, which means they would continue and they were never in bondage to any man. He said, whosoever committed kata sin is, now you're an abad, you're a servant. And you know what he told you about what they knew was important? A servant doesn't stay forever because a hired servant is only there while you're paying them. Why would you go back and tell me about a hired servant? We're talking about me committing sin and dwelling with you. Because they understood the principle. Somebody you paid was just for the day. That's not somebody, let me see the house, Beth. Why would I let somebody I just hired for the day come and stay over him? Because this is where the mishpachah, the family dwells. This is where what we would call the living room. Guests come in and stay. That's what he called an abad, a servant. You don't come on this side. That's sacred. And that person can't stay here. What happens when you have a company and it's time for company and they've been there too long? They get loud. Oh, they come over here and stay. Time to go. That's how they do it. Like they said, time for your company to go. Henry Gray said that. You had to tell them, don't mess around. Y'all need to come on. They don't know. Yes, need to be moving. When Henry Gray said, time for company to go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go to the road. Don't be dragging around. I don't stay about 15 more minutes. That man will burn the whole house down, kill everybody. Yeah, he don't like to tell you time to go. You should have known it. Y'all hear that? He get ready to let him go to sleep. He don't want nobody in the house. So all these principles I'm talking about, when he started talking about a servant don't abide forever, which means they don't stay. This is where the family, Mishpachah, stay. They reside. Guests stay here. Guests have to leave. You got it? So now we start looking at, if I commit kata, sin, what's my chance of being here? I'm on this side. How long can I stay? Temporary. I'm out. So now this is salvation. I want to stay here because here is safety. I'm a man, let me tell you something. It's thunder and lightning, even little kids, they get up. You know, how many of y'all kids will know about this now? When it's thunder and lightning, you seen a boogeyman, you want to go to your parents' room, get in there. Why? Safe. You feel like you're saved. If it's something out there, a monster, a thunder, lightning, a tree, it can't come here. You're safe here. That's how you understand salvation. Got it? You don't want the temporary fix, and you got to go. You in and out. You want to be here.
Right.
Y'all got it? Where you're safe. And see, you understand that from a natural sense. Got it? The person here on this side has the freedom to go here and can pass back over. Got it? They can go out and come back in because they know they reside here. Y'all got it? That's our goal. So we have to understand the premises that have been set for us first. Okay? All right, well, I know I had y'all 2 Corinthians. Well, I put you over to Acts of the Apostle, 8:1. Let's move and get that right quick before y'all fall asleep again. Listen. 32. 8:32.
All right.
Acts of the Apostle 8:32. Let's see. Listen.
The Malkum of the Kitab, which he read, was this.
Now, this how it reads now. And the passage of the Kitab. Kitab is the word that you put, this was something written. They use scripture. Which he was reading was this. He
was led as a sheep to the slaughter,
and
like a lamb dumb before his shear, so open he
Silent.
not his palm.
So they say dumb. You know they say, like they go, come on, Jesus. No, dumb, silent. Well, typically, that's white folk rhetoric. When they call somebody like yourself, you say, you dumb, you dumb. People say, y'all heard in school when kids didn't answer, they might ask them to read something, or it might be time to read. They say, you dumb, you dumb. They wouldn't speak. That's their terminology. They can't because the person was silent. They would call people that in the old time when a person was born, they couldn't speak. They said it was dumb. Then people translate the humans, regular people, normally when you didn't know something, that wasn't actually true. It was because of the fact they couldn't speak. The word was just they were silent. They couldn't speak. So when they took Yahushua to be crucified, they found that he was silent. English terminology, you call him dumb, okay? So he does not open his, it's not you're dumb because you don't open your mouth. Sometimes people want to think, they make sure they give an intelligent answer. Maybe sometimes you still rationalizing. Or maybe you feel like, I don't owe you an answer. But he did this simply because there were writings to tell him to do this. Y'all know that? They tell him when he went to be silent. That's the first thing you have to understand. When they read this, they're going to close their eyes and pray and come up with a logical answer that won't make sense. Versus, how about we go back and read why he didn't open his mouth?
Right.
Let's see what it says. See if that Beth. 2 Kings, they call it. Malakim. That means emperors. Malakim. That's why they call them kings. You say they took the king from us. Hypocrites. 18. Let me see 24. We'll read down. Let's see that. This is about Kazkik Yah. They'll call it Hezekiah. We don't know who that is, except for Walker. I think he's a king in Canada. But his name is Kazkik Yah. All right? Kazkik Yah is his name, not Hezekiah. 1 second. King Hurst. Let me see 25. So I'll jump down. I might right might be first. See if it's Olive. First, see if it's first King. Am I down for it? Hold on. Well, we right, yeah. Come on down. So where am I going? 32, 29? So let me see. Give me 28. We had 32. What verse was that? I had to go back up. 28. Okay. Goodness, I just erased that. Why I love 32 from over here? All right. Read, I pick it up.
Then Rob Shakar stood and Sayak with a loud voice,
He cried with a loud voice and
the Yahudim language, and spake, saying,
see that? That lets you know right now. He had to be speaking. He used our language to speak the saying.
Shama, the Debar of the great Malak, the Malak of Assyria.
So you see the actual word is not Assyria, it's Ashur. Ashur is the name of the place. They give you Assyria because white people give you stuff to dumb you down. That's not the original name of the place. All right, come on.
Thus said the Malak, let not Kazikyah deceive you.
See what he said? Don't let him deceive you. This is our Malak. He said our Malak is deceiving us. Listen what he said. For
he shall not be able to deliver you out of his hand.
see that? That's important. That's Yasha for us. See, that's being saved. He's going to take us out, deliver you out from my hands. See, listen, which would mean you're under my care. Okay? Let's see what he told him.
Neither let Kazikyah make you trust in Yahuwah.
Saying,
Yahuwah will surely deliver us.
and
This city shall not be delivered into the hand of the Malak of Asher.
he's saying he's not going to put us under the care of this man. All right? Verse 31. Listen.
Shama not to Kazikyah,
Shama is the operative word for listen to Koskikyah. For
thus said Malak of Asher, make an agreement with me by a present.
he told us to make peace, shalom, with him, with me, and come out to me. And
Then eat ye every each of his own vine, every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one the ma'im of his cistern.
That's on cistern, okay. Listen.
Until I come and take you away to a beth like your own beth, a beth of
What they'll
wheat,
say.
corn.
What they'll say, corn.
Yes, sir.
They say corn. See, that's how they dumb you down. You can't grow corn in the Middle East. They don't grow corn in the Middle East. This is how white people make you dumb. This is how they dumb you down. They'll think it's simple, but it's a dumb terminology because they don't grow corn out of the Middle East. You grow wheat. Okay? The land of grain and
Wine,
new wine
a beth of lacam,
and
vineyards, a beth of oil olive, and of the bosh,
for honey.
that ye may kai.
See, they're amazing now. Look what all he told you need to live. This is all the things that Yahuwah gave you to live. He gave you a land that could sustain you and sustain itself. A land that had wine, olive tree, because we use the olive trees for anointing. That's how you Mashiach. To anoint means to Mashiach. That's how we recognize Yahushua as the anointed one. He's the Mashiach. Okay? So look at they tell you all this debash. So he told us about the word was sweeter than a honey on a debash. So we had to know what honey tastes like because you're doing comparison.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Listen, that you may live and not
Moot.
So you understood why Yahuwah put you in a land where you had food, wine, because wine was also medicine. He told you a Marshallee about a man that fell among thieves, didn't he? And what did the man use to heal him?
Wine.
So why did you think you had wine? It can also kill infections. Wine also have medicinal purposes. So, and listen what he told you now. All these things, listen, that you may live and not
moved.
So he's trying to tell you things similar to what you already knew. He's trying to make you comfortable with coming out and leaving where Yahuwah like, set you up to sustain you, tell you that he could take care of you.
Yeah.
To say you're under my hands is saying you're under my care. See, under the care of Yahuwah, we already had these things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why our people foot quick to move to something. White folk came along and told you they got Jerusalem down here in Orlando, Florida. Yeah. And they set it up to try to show it. It's just like a land. It looks just like it. Mm-hmm. It's similar to, they makeshift things to make you believe it. Let's see what happened. But hold on, back. I ain't finna. But he told you. He said, but do not
Shama unto Kazikyah
when he
persuaded you,
when he misleads you, saying
Yahuwah will deliver us.
that's what they make y'all think when I tell you, son. These crackers try to make you think I'm misleading you. I'm telling you is what he said.
That's right.
They want you to go against what you've been taught from your leaders, so you'll accept their leadership. That it's going. What sense it make to take me to somewhere just like I'm already? Just leave me where I'm at. It don't make no sense. This is how white folk convinced the so-called Negro to accept his solitude and his slavery, enslavement, his abuse. That's how he give it to tell. It's just like where you at. That's a lie. Why you think you been sick? He giving you Motrin, Tylenol, Advil.
Yeah.
He giving you all kind of narcotics and drugs. There's nothing like what you. He gave you the lead for the healing of the nation.
That's right. That's right.
You would never prescribe that stuff for you.
That's right.
All right, come on. Listen.
Hath any of the Elohim
The mighty ones
of the Goyim
of the nations.
delivered at all?
See, that delivered is just like save. Yasha. Has anybody saved at all?
His bed
Each of his lands?
out of the hand of the Malak of Asher.
Let's say 34.
Where are the Elohim of Hamath and of Arpad? Where are the Elohim of Sepharvaim, Hena, and Eva? Have they delivered Shamram out of mine hand?
Y'all know what Shamram is? They told you the name is Samaria. There's no such place called Samaria. The name of the place is called Shamram. All right, come on. Shamram. Listen.
Who are they among all the Elohim of the countries that have delivered their country out of mine hand? That Yahuwah should deliver Jerusalem out of mine hand.
See, he comparing us just like the rest of the nation. All right, verse 36. All right.
But the held their shalom.
Hold on, what did they do?
But the held their shalom.
But the people were silent? I wonder was they dumb? Let's see why.
And answered him not a debar.
Why?
For the Malak Amar was saying, answer him not.
8 and 32. Acts of the Apostle. Y'all hear what he told you? Let's see how that work out now. 8 and 32 are Acts of the Apostle. Let's see how he act. Listen.
Malcolm of the Kitab, which he read, was
Which
this.
is that the passage of the scriptures which he was reading was this. Listen what it was.
He was led as a sheep to the slaughter,
They were taking him to kill him. And listen what had happened.
and like a lamb dumb before his shearer, so opened he not his paw.
Who know why now he was quiet? Because he was a lamb?
Malak, man,
Whose commandment was it?
Malak.
The Malak.
Right.
That was the Malak commandment for him to answer him not a word. That's why he wouldn't answer him. That's why he had no reply to him. See if that's the 14th chapter of the book of Zechariah. They call it Zechariah. See that 14:9, I think it is. That's how that work out. Zechariah. Zechariah. The word Zechariah means that Yah has remembered. See, you reading a book. That's why we read the book. It means he has remembered. Ask him, what Zechariah mean? I guess Zach had arthritis. Guess he did. But Zechariah means that Yahuwah has remembered. That's important for us, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Folks are talking about, please remember me. Remember. I said, even on Christian folk, they always drag it out the tail.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dina. Remember me.
That's it.
Oh, Lord. All right, man, please shut up. I remember you should have never sung that song. Let's see what this is, Zechariah 14:9. Listen.
And Yahuwah shall be Malak over all the Arats.
And
in that Yom shall there be one Adon, and his Shem one.
9 again. And Yahuwah
shall be Malak over all the Arats.
You know why he told you this? He was trying to, whose commandment was it for him not to say now? Yahuwah told him, answer him not a word.
Right.
How they get you. Now, what it will get you, they learn to use your own people against you, to incriminate yourself. That's how they get you. Pick them up, if you would, at 26:54. Matthew. See, the danger and detriment of these people is you don't know who you're dealing with. The name is Matthew, which means the gift of Yahuwah. 26, I'm gonna say 54. All right, listen. Hold on. All right, listen. I'm sorry.
But how then shall the kata be fulfilled, that thus it must be?
So it surely has to be. He was considered about the writings. Listen.
In that same hour said Yahushua to the multitudes, are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me?
To capture me, but
I said daily with you, teaching in the Mashakan, and ye laid no hold on me.
You told me we were doing it day and night teaching, he was lamenting. For us, the lament is the staff. This is what a shepherd would have, a staff. And with the staff, he would instruct the other animals. He would guide them, move them. He would correct their behavior with it. So that's how we understood the lament. Teaching is what white people, they'll tell you, to teach means to reach, each. It's foolishness. We understood it from the lament, just like a child with the rod. He told us, withhold not correction from, that's right, from a yarlet. He said, for if thou beateth him, he shall not moot, but
Deliver him.
So you're teaching him by whipping. White folks' psychology is, don't whip a child, you mess up their intelligence. I say the kid dumb as shit if you don't whip them and stop them from doing what they got no business doing.
Yeah.
You gotta whip them to correct them. White people came out, will beat you, beat the meat off you, tie you to a pole and made it sound like now when you take a switch and whip your kid, all of a sudden you this abusive parent.
Right.
Nobody charged these crackers that beat us up.
Right.
That's right.
All right, so he said, I said, lamenting in your mashkan. We don't do temple, this is Greek. You see all this stuff, you start to learn what the Greeks put idols in their stuff. Everything basically conformed around Greeks. All their statue, a lot of literature is around the Greek. We don't have a temple. He said, I did this yom by yom, day by day, and you did not seize me. Let you know how influences come in and change how people do with you. All right, come on, verse 57, keep reading. Listen.
But all this was done that the Ketubim of the Nabaim might be fulfilled.
We don't have prophets. They're called Nabaim. Then all
the Talmudim forsook him and
they
fled.
abandoned him and fled. That's what they do. See, that's what they do with blacks. That's how, look, it happened today. Even the people that don't even conform to religion don't realize, once you take one of our leaders, the crowd, multitude leave. That's it. That's all right, break it up. Everybody go. They've been arrested now. They do the same thing. Once they take them, that's the same thing we do. We abandon them, we leave. White folk don't leave there. Trump lost the election, kicked out. White folks still running, say he gonna be, y'all laughing. They say he gonna take office in August. Y'all, listen, y'all playing around. These crackers ain't playing. Ain't but one person been charged. $500 so far in probation for tearing up the Capitol. All right, verse 57. Then, the unashamed.
And they that had laid hold on Yahushua led him away to Caiaphas, the Rosh Kahan,
The high priest, they'll call it, in whose house, Beth,
where
Who?
the scribes and the Zakanim were assembled.
y'all who were there? The scribes and the Zakanim, they call elders, had assembled, which are your ancient. Listen, excuse me. Listen.
But Cuff followed him afar off
His name is not Peter. He followed him from a far distance up to the courtyard.
unto the high Kahan's palace, and went in and sat with the Abadim.
To see what was going to happen. Y'all see what he came to do? To see the end. Come on. Because better is the end of a thing than the beginning.
That's right.
Let's see.
Now the Rosh Kohanim and the Zakanim and all the council sought false witnesses against Yahushua to put him to moot.
Girls don't say they could not find any.
That's at verse 60.
Okay, come on, verse 60. Verse 60.
But found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none.
See what happened? That's the same thing they do against you now. Here's another, the man was a color, what they would call a black man, and look what they did, found people to sit around and tell lies on it.
Yeah.
Now you think everybody been convicted in this system with us ain't been convicted because they done brought false witnesses in against them. These the same, we dealing with the same people. Same system. They'll suppress your system and ruin your system. All right, verse 61. Listen,
I'm going to finish verse 60.
I know, we're at 61.
At the last came two false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the Mashakhan of Elohim, and to build it in 3 Yamim.
That's what he said? Man never told him that either. All right, come on. Verse 62.
And the Rosh Kohan, whom, and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses against thee?
Well, let's see what happened. Because he wasn't taught. Verse 63.
But
But,
Yahushua held his
see that?
shalom.
He kept silent.
That's right.
What was the Malak commandment?
That's not of the bar.
Listen.
And the Rosh Kohan answered and said unto him,
What happened?
I adjure thee by the Kai Elohim,
He said, I'm making you Shama. They put swear by the living Elohim to tell us.
whether thou be the Mashiach, the Ben of Elohim.
Let's see what happened.
Yahushua saith unto him, Thou hast said, Nevertheless I say unto you, Hereafter shall ye see the Ben of Ish sitting.
Adam, the son of Adam. They keep saying the son of man, and they should refer back to Adam because that's where man roots from. When they keep telling you son of man, it leaves you kind of in derision because you don't realize he's taking you back to where man originated from. Just like he's taking you back to tell you why Elohim is his Abba. You're called a son of Adam, the Ben of Adam. Why? Because you are descendants of Adam. He said, I'm the son of Elohim, telling you what? I came from the Abba. Now tell them, fellas, so what that mean? He keeps saying they quote unquote son of God. That mean he God is daddy. Son of man. They don't understand. He's taking you back, trying to tell you, go back to the root.
Right.
Where's this man rooting from? Okay? I'm saying, you shall see the Ben of Adam sitting to the right hand of
Power
and coming.
in the clouds of Shamayim.
That's right. That's going to be important for you because he's coming back and he'll be the Ben of Daoud. He's going to sit on Daoud's throne. He's got to sit on Daoud's throne. Right here. Because he never sat on it. He got to come back and sit on it.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at how they got him to answer, they made him swear. What do the courts make you do to tell the truth? He was not going to answer them. But when they pinned him down and made him swear, according to the book, what you going to do? You kind of tied my hands. That's why they brought the book in there. And first of all, they got you reduced to believing that the King James Version was your book. It was a book that they actually took and they transformed some things to try to solidify their religion. and taught you about God and Jesus, two non-existent beings
Right.
that the Greeks created.
Right.
Which makes absolutely no sense, since there's no J in the Latin, there's no J in Arbori, makes no sense. There was nobody ever called Jesus.
Right.
These are lies.
Right.
And to tell you that these people walk around calling Jesus is to tell you a fictitious lie. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the 1611 King James Version.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Now, how many of y'all had a King James Version Bible with y'all? Let's do this. Let's play roots. Yeah! Let's go back and look at the 1611 version and see, can we find the name Jesus? Because look, this is called 1611 King James Version. Listen what it's called, the preserved and living word of God. Which means, let's see if yours got it preserved. Let's check your preserves, baby. Let's go to Matthew. This is Genesis. They still got a more crazy name. We ain't go anywhere. They don't know how you go.
That's right.
We just want to see Jesus. Just in Matthew 1, go to 1:18, 20. No, let's do this 1 and 21. Let's say Matthew 1 and 21. Don't forget now, before you go here, this is the what version?
King James.
And this also is the
Preserved.
and
Living.
let's find out if you living, if you got any preserves. Let's see. And she shall bring forth a son, because that's how he wrote. And thou shalt call his name.
Ice.
That's right.
Where's your Jesus? Because it's not one. First of all, they only put the I here because they knew it was a Y.
Yep.
This is called a vowel.
Yep.
They're trying to tell you that the Y, because his name is Yahusha, they is trying to tell you that it actually is a I type. They'll tell you that the A that would have came there is telling you that it was an E type. So now they're giving you a vowel system and they're using what we call the Nakud system. That's how you got your IE. And they playing people because these are not our letters, but what they're trying to tell you is that when you enunciate, it makes this type of sound like the vowel. It does if you are a white man.
Right.
And you're trying to change the vernacular of our language. Because this should have never been no J.
That's right.
An I and a J don't even sound alike.
Nope.
Let's not just go with this. This is only one. Let me see. You got Jesus everywhere. Give me John 8. Well, Yeukanon, they call it 8:32. 8:32. We don't want to just go with that. See, the problem we have, King James 1611, in the book you got was written in 84, 79, ain't that right, 93, and you ain't got no Jesus.
Yeah.
And you still running around making a fool out of yourself, hollering by somebody named Jesus that ain't even been here in 1611.
That's right.
The name didn't even come up till later. The first slave ship was called the Good Jesus. That's why you saying, nigga, he brought you from a mighty long way.
Yeah.
31. Then said, we're still having problems here because we can't find your Jesus, baby. Look here, look how they got Jews. They'll tell you they already know there's no J. This makes no sense. This is a Y. They already know what they're doing. They're using I type, they're using vowels.
Yep.
They don't even have a V, they don't even have well, believe, they put the U. They know the U because that's what we got for ours anyway. We have the U. They put believe, they put the V, but they use the E. King James, I like the way you write. I spell like that sometimes too. Sometimes I have double E's and stuff in there too. But the thing is trying to get our people to understand. This is something, if you take this to any Christian church, first they do is fall on the ground, start fainting, falling out. How I got here, they're blasphemy. How's it blasphemy when it's the original book of what you got, you retard?
That's right.
Showing you so retarded, you don't even know what you're looking at.
That's right.
I take them to the history of their language, and they ain't got enough sense to realize, they'll tell me where the Jews at. Why you let a white man walk around and tell you he a Jew when you go back to 1611? So when did you get here, Jew?
Right.
When did Jesus get him?
Right.
So what were the people doing when they gave them Jesus? 1668 sometime, somewhere?
In the 1600s, somewhere.
16 something later. So what were the people doing before that?
Right.
So how you still keep convincing yourself about this Jesus man? We don't have nothing about no Christ. We got crises.
Right.
That's white folk stuff. That's
That's right.
Christos. That's Greek.
That's right.
That means to rub with oil. Don't you know folk use oil when they masturbating?
Yeah. Yeah.
The word Christo is Greek. That has nothing to do with making nothing for no anointing. It's just rubbing oil on something. It's a joke. The Greeks don't have a god that they ever call Christos. They never Christos a god. You Crisco chicken, catfish.
That's right. That's right.
Black people don't know nothing.
That's right.
A nigga Christian, that's the dumbest animal on the planet.
It's true. That's
And
true.
white people count on us to do this.
It's true.
They count on us. As long as we've been around, and many of our people going to college, why ain't nobody had something to put up a 16-number version of the book they got in their hand
Come
and see
on.
what was
Come
actually
on.
written?
That's right.
This is wrong, but yours even wronger than yours ain't even right wrong.
That's right.
Do you know how bad that is? I'm about to double down on this thing.
That's right.
That's crazy.
That's right.
You ain't even got the right wrong version. You got the wronger than wrong. You done double down, nigga.
That's right. That's right.
How you got two wrongs? And it don't make it right. So you try to get people to understand this is how these people make fools of us. Because they count us to be just as ignorant and dumb enough to sit here and accept the book because it's got nice pages. They'll tell you what the pages, some kind of lettering, leaf pages, some kind of nice cover, and put the little rag in between where you can separate your pages. Make it crisp and gold around the end. It's still wrong.
Still wrong. That's right.
It's still wrong. But they don't count on you to think. They don't count on people to look at what were these people prejudice. Can we look up where did the King James Version Bible, what was the inspiration for the King James Version Bible? How about let's do that? So we all learn together. That okay? Because see, you have a book in your hand, you read it. Don't you know white people laugh at you, you walk up that book. They laugh at you. Because they know you don't know what you're doing. They laughing at you. Y'all know who y'all should be. Carrie mama tried to tell her. No, you got to go. I got to go to the prom. She said, don't go to the prom. They're all going to laugh at you. Then her mama tell her. They thought they made her the prom queen. She was the prom fiend. How many of y'all remember that movie, Carrie? But then her mama tried to tell her, don't go. She's like, you've been the ugly child here the whole time. You the prom queen? She said, don't go. They gonna laugh at you. Dummy walking there down the stage. That blood just fell on her. As I said, oh shit. When a white woman get messed up in her dress, some niggas finna die. Oh, you know they gonna blame it on the nigga. Any moment when a white woman die, even ain't no niggas on the movie, they go find a nigga. It be behind the stage, a nigga getting killed. If you ever see something happen to a white woman, run. Let me see. Why King James Bible of 1611 remains the most popular translation in history. In the 1604 England King James I authorized, they put one because he was the first King James in England. Scotland is where he actually from. Authorized a new translation of the Bible. Authorized. Never tell nobody he wrote the Bible because that means you're a retard.
Right.
Don't ever talk like a retard.
Right.
If somebody says, you know, King James wrote, your mama wrote the Bible. That's a lie. He only authorized it. You needed the authority of a king of the people of Elohim. He never wrote the Bible, okay? Look, translation of the Bible, aimed at setting some thorny religious differences in his kingdom and solidifying his own. What happened? What you see settling? Oh, you know what happened? It's like they ran that T line all the way across down.
That's right.
Something right. Oh, I ain't see that. I ain't see that other L right there. So some thorny religious differences in his kingdom. See, this is what a nigga mess up at. So now, this is called he had a prejudice, and you're trying to solidify. You're trying to bring back something because there was a divisional split.
Right.
See, most people. How many of y'all never knew this? Because you got it. You know what you looked at. You were taught that God came down and wrote these words and said, "Here you go, James. You came. Give it to everybody else." He was worried about his kingdom. They needed people to believe in something. White people broke off from them and left. Why y'all think they moved away from Christianity and moved away from all the religion all of a sudden? Because they realized this the same shit they did us when we was in England.
Yeah.
We're repeating the same cycle.
That's right.
Making people believe in some invisible God that don't exist by us.
That's right.
They knew they never had no God. They never believed in nothing.
That's true.
Their practice has been the same. They weren't bathing. We taught them how to get lights off of their bodies.
Come on.
They were nasty.
Come on.
They weren't washing their hands. Some of y'all didn't hear the same thing. Yeah, you got something to do with the King James Bible. They got something to do with the King James Bible. So it's just been like people didn't know a lot of stuff. People didn't know. These people were barbarians.
Yes.
They were beasts. They were cave dwellers.
Yes.
That's what not Caucasian.
Yes.
Because they come from the Caucasus Mountains of Russia. Niggas don't even know what Caucasian mean.
That's right.
Caucasian mean white, your mama. Caucasian refers to the Caucasus Mountains in Russia.
That's right.
White folk didn't teach us nothing. But you know how to think about this. If you taught me this, then I'm going to learn it. Then I'm going to be defensive. I'm going to be apprehensive about anything you try to tell me. White people need you to be comfortable. They need you to be accepting and trusting. I put you here and I put stuff up so you can read it for yourself. Nobody just run their mouth and tell you nothing no more. Read for yourself. Don't ever sit around and just be nobody's stupid fool. What I'm going to do by everybody in the world? Everybody in the world give a flying flip about you. Save yourself. That's what this intelligence for. Every individual sat down and examined for yourself what is right.
That's right.
Now ask yourself, in 1611, what was a nigga? He think King James wrote for him. Why you think you got white Jesus? What am I look like? I'm a white king. I'm gonna write a book about a nigga, saving folks, helping folks, loving folks, praying for folks, healing folks. My kingdom getting busted up. These people need to see a white man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Nigga don't even think.
That's right.
That's slave book. The only reason we read it, 'cause I want you to see the difference in what was written versus what you read it.
That's right.
Because they playing on your psyche. Mm-hmm. Can you look up Tinsdale? What I want you to look up about Tinsdale, William Tinsdale. Let's see, can we find it? This is on Google. I don't know how far they'll go. With Tinsdale, I want you to put in what was their problem. Oh, hold on. Tinsdale, let's see this. Tinsdale Bible versus King James. How about, let's see what this is. Let's just see why I just put this up here. So we put this up here so people can see this couldn't be Tony Smith. My name not Google. I don't control Google. Remember them folks to say now, you know, Justin, you know you can go on Wikipedia and write your own definition. I had some dummies you'd be like, they just dumb. Just to say, go in there and do it. How about you tell me, that's dumb. Yeah, you can go on there, you can go on Wiki, I can go on Wikipedia right now, right? Do me a favor, try to go on Wikipedia and write your own definition. That's when you're dumb. You can go on Wikipedia and write your own definition. This is a white man computer. This is a white man's search engine, okay? He has a search engine. The only thing he's going to put in that search engine is what he wants you to get. When Google tell you they can't find certain things in your searching, because it's not privy to a nigga. Don't ever believe information that's not out there. He only gives you what he wants. What you want to run? What you want to change? Change Bible, the only truth. Nothing else but, you writing all that? Do you see why Wikipedia lets you go write your own definition?
Wow.
Says law. Where did nigga get that from? You can go ahead and write your own Wikipedia definition from. You fine. That man look here, he trying to request permission. Man, the answer is no, nigga.
Exactly.
We have no nigga writing on no Wikipedia. I had some dumb nigga when he was down to tell that stuff. That's dumb. Stupid nigga. Anything to get out of something. They don't want to obey nothing. They always trying to get out of something.
That's right.
A crooked Nigerian. Hold on. During Tinsdale, what that? Quincentenary year, we were told repeatedly and rightly, and the most of the language of King James Version of the Bible was taken without. It's well known that in these verses, the closeness of the language is very. The percentage of the word. What in the world is this for? Oh, well, so what they probably done? Same thing I just read up here. Most of the language we just read that King James Version of the Bible was taken without knowledge. From Tinsdale's translation, the figures given varied, ranging from 2/3 to 90%. David, was that Daniel, the leading authority on Tinsdale, stated that 9/10 of the New Testament in the King James Version is Tinsdale's. 9/10, Encyclopedia repeatedly published state that about 2096 of the text of authorized King James Version shows the influence of Tinsdale. We can suppose. So this man right here is somebody to be watched. Because the white man ain't rewrote this. Let's look up Tinsdale, how many times he used the word church. Now you heard what they just said. Yeah. They said that his book was a direct copy.
9/10.
9/10 is what they said. So let's look at how many times he used church. And we'll look in your King James Version. Let's see how many times they use church. Let's see, look at him. William Tinsdale, an English
scholar
who became a leading figure in the
Protestant.
Why this a problem? Now we don't look up what's the problem. What's a Protestant? Okay? The Protestant are the people in the Reformation when they split.
Right.
That's why they had a problem with Tinsdale and killing him, because he would help with the splitting of the Catholic. You need to pay attention there. He wasn't under Catholicism. This is another thing you need to look at too. Every time niggas get a book to read, they get it from a white person that ain't never a part of their religion.
Right.
Every leading authority you got don't ever subscribe to none of your religion.
That's right.
None of them subscribe to whatever you're doing. The Tinsdale Bible, God almighty, what happened then? Woo! I know how to walk. What's this anyway? The Tinsdale Bible generally refers to the body of the biblical translation by William Tinsdale. Tinsdale translation of the Bible challenged the Catholic. What did it do? Challenge the what?
Catholic Church.
How that happen? In what? Many other ways. For example, Tinsdale used Easter for Pascha. I don't know what that is. That's probably Passach. For Easter, they use Easter for Passach. In the New Testament, where Wycliffe had used Passach, probably for Passach. Wycliffe, they need to look, he was actually the first person to kind of translate it back over into the language. They killed him too. He was trying to translate and use the Abari language. They kill you for that. That was illegal. Most of these people don't know when they early churches started in the 1500s, none of these people could read. You had one book, and these people couldn't read. They were all ignorant. That's why we used to use the Latin Vulgate, which is actually considered the book of the ignorant, because the people didn't know anything. So all the people just sit here, one man read. They don't know the hell he's talking about. They couldn't read, just like niggas do in church.
Right.
They can't read. They don't know what they're doing, and they just subscribing to something. I challenge you, because I put information so you can read and see for yourself, so you ain't being fooled.
Right.
He challenged the Catholic Church. The reason why they wrote the King James Version, because the Catholic Church was being split up, and this man was the destroyer of it. That's why they'll kill me. White people don't like a nigga that can stand on his own, and they ain't got no 3 and 5 wives.
That's right.
20 wives, don't smoke weed and drink liquor.
That's right.
I don't believe in homosexual and picking up no kids talking about this my wife, part of my harem.
That's right.
Every time you get a nigga got a little sense, they always doing some crazy shit.
Yep.
Trying to sleep with no kid, you damn retard.
That's right.
No man got no business with no child.
That's right.
Not unless it's his own, and he ain't got no business sleeping with it.
That's right.
Not sexually. All right? When we find out what he put about church. So this is something they need to learn because they reading the book, and it told you 9/10 of it. How many times you use? Okay, you can use that. Is that an S for Tinsdale? Oh, no, Tinsdale. Does anybody know why they call him Tinsdale? Because he had 1 more plus 9. Think about it, he'd have had 1 less, they'd have called him Ninesdale.
Oh.
He lost 2, he'd have been 8dale. Think about it, Tinsdale. Gotta look at the root. Which is easier? Let's see, 1546, England, the Archbishop of Canterbury. What's that? Incaberry? Dave, stop it. Stop it, Dave. See what they did? I did looking at Dave, stop it. Canterbury issued a new ban citing references to church functionaries as horse lynches, maggots, and caterpillars in the kingdom. Tinsdale were to be burned when found. 1555 England. Queen Mary issued a ban for false doctrine against the. You think these niggas know in the business? Why they know? They ain't got no better sense. These niggas read a book, don't even know how they got the book. I got to teach these people how they got their book. White folks ain't never taught you. Go to church and do this right here. So let's stop playing. Let's get up out the ground and let's read. Let's stop playing and let's go back and look at this. Now this changes how you look at stuff, don't it?
Yeah.
This woman I told you what you're a maggot.
Yeah.
You're a maggot, you're a caterpillar. That's what they did. See, you need to know this. These folks don't know what they're doing. They done playing, I can't go. Get up! Stop telling that lie. No, you don't believe no Jesus.
That's right.
No Jesus, come shut your mouth. Tinsdale came against it. He tore it out because they need you to believe something. So let's look at Matthew 16. And let's see something, 16 to 10. I try to let y'all go. That's how I try to. $16 and $9. We'll just look at this. Most of when I try to let y'all go here, I try to educate y'all. Are you learning anything?
Yes, sir.
Cause think about it.
Yes, sir.
Think about this. All these preachers going to seminary school, didn't they at least ask you did you not at least look up the book you were reading?
Right. Right.
And not notice there is a discrepancy in writings. Mm-hmm. There's a discrepancy in what you're saying, and it comes straight out. I'm telling you about the time when I met Jesus. I was 5 years old. So stop it, nigga. Quit lying.
That's right.
5 years old, you met Jesus. What y'all do? Let's stop lying. The school teaches them to lie. They teach them how to write a lie. How to write a body, get a start, then you give it a body, then you give it a finishing. All they do is teach you how to lie. Mm-hmm. These people go to school and look this information, and you know they'll still come and teach you Jesus. Let me tell you what's dumb about these people. Catholic priest, a Baptist reverend, a Methodist, a Mormon, and a Jehovah's Witness all go to the same Bible school, take the same test, write the same answer down, and all they done ass and leave there and walk out their different religion. Mm-hmm. They're explaining me how in the world you write down the same right answer and all y'all leave the same different religion. I have a problem. How many of you got all these answers right and you this religion, I'm this religion? Because they make a fool out of it. Our people ain't got no brain. These schools ain't subject. Them schools, anybody can come in here. All we're going to do is teach you how to make a fool out of people. Mm-hmm. Show you information. And these dumb folk done read this stuff, and they going to tell you, I got the devil. How I got the devil and you won't tell the truth?
Right.
You a liar. That don't even make sense. I got it and you the liar. I'm just showing you that these people teaching you lies.
That's right.
You subscribe to lies. 16 and 9. Let's see what. Matter of fact, give me 8. Might be 7. Okay, let's try. 16:8. Listen, Mattheyahu. This. Now I'm looking at. Get what I'm looking for? A gift. Where's the gift at? I'm looking for the gift because the name is Mattheyahu. Matthew. What you looking for?
None.
Andrew, Solomon, Peter. No, the man's name is Mattheyahu. He's telling me that Yahuwah has gifted me something. I need to know what about the gift. Let's see. But Yahushua knew.
Which when Yahushua perceived, he said unto them,
Knew.
O ye of little amanah.
We don't believe in faith other than the one Boogie got. Boogie is the only person that can have faith. We don't have faith. This is white folk rhetoric. The word is amunah. Amunah. We have stability. These people you don't have no stability with no faith. That's retarded.
Right. That's right.
Let's see. Why would you think
among yourselves,
in your hearts,
because ye have brought no lacan
with you? Okay, so because you hadn't taken no bread with you. Let's see what happened. Verse 9. Go ahead.
Do ye not yet understand, neither Zakar,
remember,
the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up?
See that? He bringing them back. Now he asked them, do they remember? He said, do you by faith, why y'all don't believe? Why are you going to tell them about faith? Faith is the substance of things, hope for evidence of things unseen. Why is he telling them about little faith and then tell them about something they saw? Does this make common sense? We're talking about something you saw, we're talking about your faith. When it's supposed to be evidence of something unseen.
Right.
So explain me why you talking me about faith when you tell me I seen something.
That's right.
That will make you an idiot.
That's right.
Do you not remember what you saw? We don't know that. Why people don't just get conscious to realize they gave you a book to dumb you down about yourself.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
These people don't want to empower you. That man trying to save his kingdom. Nigga can't get no salvation from that because he done told you lies. The person who gave it to you believe it and they shoot you. Ask them police, you're a Christian? You're a Christian. And he'll shoot you too.
Yep.
And they'll tell a lie.
Yep.
And they'll rape you.
Yep.
And give you the book and tell you, don't lie. Don't lie, nigga. Put your hand on that book, nigga. You better not lie. He lie all the time.
All the time. All the time.
Man, lie on the oath.
Yep.
Man, lie on camera.
Yep.
Lie on official document.
Yep.
And tell you, don't lie. Yep. You'll perjure yourself. Yep. Man, make a fool out of it. Because he had to give you his fear. He created something he don't believe. How many of y'all watch Jason Moon? You the watcher, used to be looking around, making sure it wasn't around. Now you know the movie was fake.
That's right.
But it wouldn't make you can watch. Man, I mean you walk in that movie theater, I try to be in that crowd.
That's right. That's right.
Everybody got them seats. When that movie, everybody's groove, I'm right with them. Anything come, they gonna get in the front and the back. I'm in the middle of this thing. Man, you know it's fake, but you don't watch none of that stuff. Just don't take no chance.
That's right.
Ain't you scared just to be smart? Listen, you don't go piss unless it's much enough for y'all to go, because he might have came out that screen, he been in that bathroom. If ain't nobody going in that bathroom, you like you about the last one got, let it go, just pee when you get home. Because guess what they just did? They just embellished more of your fear. Yeah. See that? Let you saw something wasn't real, but he showed it to you in a way to where this is very well and much possible. This same thing, a damn thing living in Crystal Lake, ain't no water nowhere around you. You looking at dirt thinking it come out the dirt. Yeah. That's how much of a phobia he's giving you when you watch something. Yes. That's why you got to watch what you look at intelligently because they play on your senses.
That's right.
The damn thing you to come out, y'all know just you to come out the water.
Yeah.
Nigga done made it all the way New York, ain't no more. You know how he started in the water, all of a sudden his ass ain't took a bath since. When the last time y'all seen Jason take a bath?
Yeah.
Damn thing was like Aquaman. He had to get to the water. He was going to die, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Now he been in the water since. All in New York. Now Jason go to the moon. Ain't gonna get, where your mask at? Them damn boots can walk on the moon. The man everywhere.
Everywhere.
All right. He'll be fighting Predator next week. But you saw what? Who remember when Jason first came out? It was where he started. It was Camp Crystal Lake.
That's right.
You were safe if you stayed out of cabins and from the lake. The nigga done walked all the way to New York.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You tell me you ride down the street, you like, damn, who that man? That seaweed on that man. Somebody should have said something. He ain't got on no bus like that.
Right.
Greyhound got some strange folks on. I ain't gonna lie now. By himself, I said, damn, you good, buddy? He sitting right beside the bus with a mask on. How can man add a knife? Somebody see you inside that road.
That's right. That's right.
People need to ask these questions. How did he get? Don't worry about it. Look, do you not yet understand nor remember the 5 loaves of bread of 5,000 men and how many baskets full you picked up? So your amanah is not faith, which is substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. It's based off of what you know.
Right.
That's why he's bringing them back to what? Remember Zakar.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
How you having a conversation about faith then talking about what they saw? Faith ain't about, they put a bust them right there and said, first of all, Jesus, you don't even know what you're talking about. Because faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things unseen. It ain't out now, it's going to come out later. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Come on, finish this up. 10. Or
the 7 loaves of the 4,000 and how many baskets you took up.
why are we talking about faith and he talking about stuff they've done? This makes no sense. Come on.
How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning Lacan, that you should beware of the leaven of the Parashim and of the Sadducees?
He was telling them to guard yourself. Guard is to protect.
Right.
You're saying you guard, you're protecting yourself, okay? So what he's telling them to protect themselves against the Parashim and the Sadducees, the Sadducees, which we're talking about, he's talking about their teaching. So you gotta guard yourself when people are teaching you. Because just like with boxing, they'll tell you guard yourself at all times. Hypothetically, we boxing, put your hand up like this. So I can just do this all day. You know why? Well, you know why, right? Because you're not guarding yourself. You got it. So what you need to do? See that? Now I'm gonna go up high. So what you do? Down. You see what I'm saying? Now you're guarding yourself against injury, against attack, right? People are sitting down being taught like this. You're not guarding yourself. He said you gotta guard yourself. That's good. Good, bro. That ain't know you can get your hand that high. I know they get low, but I know you get them like that. You like that, didn't it? And I told Liz it's coming. So now you can see the important. Pay attention. He's saying you to guard yourself, protect yourself against their teaching. And this is what we don't do. We come in, Holy Ghost, take over. Use me anytime. And it's foolishness because you're talking about a ghost. Nigga was scared of Ghostbuster movie got shut down.
Yeah.
Stop it. He'll tell you you have to be mindful of what they're teaching you. Let's see why. Let's see why. Listen.
Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of
He was not
Lacan.
telling them to guard themselves against eating bread that had yeast in it, but rather
The doctrine.
the teaching of the Parashim and the Sadducees. That's what he was talking about. Guard yourself against what they're teaching you.
Sir.
You can't just sit down. Don't I teach all this?
Yeah. Sir.
If we get a word, let's look at it and make sure. Because you got to guard yourself. You just sit here and fall asleep. Pastor, oh, that was it. Oh, the word. I was drunk in the spirit. Stop being stupid. Our book is always taught about being sober. Why would you be drunk?
Right.
He told you not drunk with wine. Wherein is what?
Excess.
But be filled with the Ruach.
That's right.
Come on. Let's see why. 13. And it came about.
When Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his Talmudim, saying, who do understand?
Slow it down. Who
do unashamed,
the Ben of Adam,
say that I, the Ben of Adam, am.
that's what they want to know. He said, who are they telling y'all I am? What are they going around telling you? That's why I want to guard themselves. What people telling you about me? He will guard yourself against who people telling you I am. Because they done showed you a white boy on a stick, a pickle on a stick. Why is this important? Because if you believe, what matters it matter who he is? As long as you believe, why does it matter? Why is he asking them to guard themselves against people teaching them who he is? Who are they telling you I am? Because you're supposed to be drunk in the spirit and release and let go. All right, 14.
And they said, some say that thou art Yahukanan the
Who they would
immersed.
say John. They would call John the Baptist. His name is not John. His name is Yahukanan, which means that Yahuwah is gracious. When I read the book of Yahukanan, I'm looking for his khan, his favor. These white folks are reading the book of John looking for what? Prostitute. That's what a John is. A John is a man who buys prostitutes. Now they gave you a book and told you the man's name was John, the baptizer, which means he drowned hoes after he bound. John the Baptist, buy hoes and drown them. The man name is Yahukanan. Yahuwah, gracious. He give favor, kind. The immerser, because he was what they would call baptized people. And some say,
Oh Yahoo,
Yahoo, which is telling you that Allah is Yahuwah, is Allah. And others say,
Yeram Yahoo,
which means they told you Jeremiah, which don't exist because he's a bullfrog. Everybody knows Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. These crackers kill me. Damn, they claim the dog their friend, now the bullfrog their friend. Why they don't let a nigga be their friend?
That's right.
Nigga go get a skunk, white folk get a skunk, any kind of animal, make it a friend. Won't let a nigga be a friend. And others say Yarum Yahoo. This is, you need to know, because he's telling you that Yarum Yahoo, he's telling you that Yahuwah is exalted. That's what these people look, that's what the name means. What does Jeremiah mean? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yarum Yahoo means something because he's telling you that Yahuwah is exalted, which means he was going to be high. Or one of the Nabaims, not prophets. We don't believe in prophet is a soothsayer. Right. These white people ain't never looked at this stuff. That's somebody who soothsays. We're talking about somebody that steadily flows. That's what we're looking at. Come on. And
he saith unto them,
but as for you,
whom say ye that I am?
Who do you say me? Who do you say about me? Who am I? Let's see.
And Cuff answered
His
and
name
said,
is Cuff. His name is not Petros and Peter. Peter's last name is Parker. That's Spider-Man.
That's right.
The man's name is Cuff. It's literally a stone. That's what his name, Cuff. Okay? Shimon, Cuff. Answered and said, you are the
Mashiach,
the Ben
of the Kai Elohim.
So you born and you came out from Yahuwah, and Yahuwah has anointed you. Elohim has anointed you. That's what Mashiach is. You are his son, his Ben. Let's see what he told him. And he said, and he answered and said to him,
Baraka.
It's Baraka. We don't have nothing to do with no bless. Bless means to rub blood on a pagan idol. Let's look it up, what I'm saying. When that time white folk teach you, somebody sneeze, tell them bless you. Let's look at the word and see where it originated from. How about let's do that? I'm sure you don't know nothing. They're not gonna teach you nothing. White folk don't care about you. What are we? You looking at Baraka? No, we're gonna look up their word from the etymology, bless. We're gonna go to etymology. Etymology shows where words originate from. Boss, you let him just go there and do that for him? He gonna look it up in Harvard? That's fine. How many pastors we got, y'all? That's what I thought. Let's see that. Let's see that. So I ain't gonna get all through this. Last sentence. Whoa, laughing. Whoa, wait a minute. What you saying this at? Oh, the bottom. Let's just get him. See this blood, blood, see blood now. Originally a blood sprinkling on pagan. Bless you now. Be blessed. Niggas don't know nothing. It's all in your book, though. Do you know why they ain't gonna fight me? This is etymology, meaning now we looked up where did the word come. It don't matter about that's my God. That's because you and your God are retard.
Yeah.
You're both retards. Because etymology is when the word came into play, when it was first used, what was the meaning. Now, if you ran off and you want to change some of your own, you could be a retard and do that, but you're not going to change it for. What does original mean? Yeah. Originally, a blood sprinkling on pagan. Bless you. Rub blood on a pagan idol. Do y'all understand how dumb it? And y'all grew up saying, how bless you meant something good, didn't it? Yep. White folk gave you this rhetoric. We've been dumbed down. You think I let a Christian teach me something? I shut your mouth.
That's right.
Shut your mouth. Yeah. It's retarded. They don't even know these folks saying made a fool out of them. Come on. Let's go back up what was. White folks will get them and say they take it and they're going to change it what they want. You can't change what originally it is. That's right. That's like faggot. What does faggot mean originally? Later on it mean cologne. That's what it mean to me, cologne. That's right, it is funny. You know what is funny? The fact they take blessed to mean that's something good.
That's right.
White folk taught you to blaspheme in your speech. You didn't even know it.
Yep.
That's how they going to get you. Well, we say today, I know, you just do what you want to do. You still wrong.
Yep.
They hate the fact we'll say it. So does it make sense that Yahushua would have told this man, bless him?
No, sir.
Oh, you just, hold on. He answered, say, go rub blood on a pagan idol. Shimon, born of Yonah. For flesh and blood did not reveal this to you, but my Abba, which is Abi, which will be for my father, who is in Shamayim. So I want you to go put blood on a pagan idol because my father revealed something to you. Let's see what he told him. 18. And I also say to who? That you are, which means a stone, like a stone rock. And upon this, that's why he would have told him that cough, because I was looking at his hollow hand, fist. I shall build you'll say church. This is why they had a problem with Tinsdale.
Sir.
Because they couldn't get him to put church right here. Because nobody believed in the church. That's what white folks established for raping kids and putting up pagan idols. He would never have told you he would have built the church. Wouldn't have made sense. That's why you'll love with your blood on your pagan idols, altars, in a church. He would have never told them that. This is what they tell you because they want to dumb you down. Our people don't want to look at that. Can we look up to see that Tinsdale used church in that version? See if we can find Tinsdale in his Matthew. I ain't never looked at it. How about let's see?
Yes, sir.
Let's look at his version of the book, or he'll call it Matthew 16, what is it, 16, 18? Let's see. I'm gonna get ready to let y'all go. Y'all need something to sleep on tonight. I try my best.
Yes,
All I do is try. Listen, I ain't the smart. I ain't even the best at this. I'll never claim to be. I guarantee them this though. I'm honest.
Right.
If I see something that's what it say, I guarantee I'm gonna be stupid and say,
right.
Well, I don't care what it say. I'm gonna do what I want to do. It don't make no sense to do nothing then. It don't make no sense to even read the book. I'm gonna do what I want to do. What sense that make? Absolutely none.
Don't make sense.
If the book is given to me to correct me and I don't take correction, what's the purpose of having it? The word supposed to correct me. Now I'm going back to find out you've been corrected with the wrong information. So you ain't been corrected, you've been coroned. You like that cologne? Man, all right. That's a ball too. We put it right place. What you think about that? We can do something with that by that Jared. 3 times a week I'm gonna run that by you. Yeah. He just needs some help. He can get on that. Get that wet. He'll be back. I think you're correct. You're gonna be cologne. Young buck. Let's see here. This is 17th chapter.
16.
Oh, 16, huh? Listen. The 10th day of Bible, remember, King James copied it.
Yeah.
And remember, it was 9, 10 correct. I never read it. Let's see what it say. And I say also, look at unto thou art. He put Peter, because he's got to remember, he's still one of them English-speaking people. And this is upon, I spell like that too. This rock I will build my church. See, it's too easy for me.
Yeah.
Listen, it's too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy to show these people you're not smart. You have a book that he copied, and they're too dumb because this destroyed the Catholic Church. They looked at why are we in a church when there's no writing about it. Same thing with niggas. They go anyway. Let's look at how about let's do this? Let's look at the 19th chapter of his Acts of the Apostles. About verse 23 and see if he used it. Now, how hard it is to do this?
Not hard.
And you're learning. No, but this me leading y'all. I'm making this up as I go. You're actually looking and showing it, and you can defend what you believe. Then y'all read the man tell y'all the man copied 9, 10, 7.
Yes, what he said.
19 chapter. Jump down, I think, 23? 37? Well, we'll read. Jump up about 37. Hold on. We'll start. See, he didn't have no J either for Jews.
Nope.
Some of the company drew forth Alexander, still no Jew, thrusting him forward, Alexander beckoning with his hand. His hand! I don't know what this, and the whole of the world have give wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? If you could chuck wood, have given you people an answer when they knew he was probably Yehudi. For arose a shout almost for the space of 2 hours of all men crying, great is
Diane.
of the Ephesians. When the town clerk had seized the people, I got him stopped. He said, ye men of Ephesus, what man is it that knoweth not how that the city of Ephesians is a worshiper of the great goddess Diana of ye images? There ever be images? Yeah, image. Which came from, they believe it fell. Y'all remember that movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy?
Yeah.
Who else seen that? And that man throw that Coke bottle out the window, and them folks thought the God gave him a Coke bottle. He was trying, and he went on his travel. How many of y'all ain't seen that? Listen, smoke you some hemp, and listen, that man throw that Coke bottle, that play, they bust that joke in there, they try to throw it back up to that thing, hit a little kid in the head. Listen,
right.
Woo! You gonna be tore up. Anyway, you gotta smoke hemp though. Listen. Diana, okay, the image, which came from heaven, they say. This is Greek, there's no heaven, okay? It came from heaven. See, this sin, I missed that. Then, somebody said, you too? No man said here against ye ought to be content and to do nothing rashly. For ye have brought hither these men, which are neither robbers of the congregation, nor yet despisers of your goddess. Wherefore, Demetrius and the craftsmen which are with him have any saying to any man, the law is open, and there are rulers. Let the accused one. Listen, I don't. I thought I was bad. But what I want to get y'all to see, honestly, that's why they hated him.
Yeah.
Out of the whole writings he wrote, he only put church as him. And you remember they just told y'all what they did there? They worshiped Diana.
That's right.
An image they said fell from the sky. And everybody made their crowd by it. This is the only place he put church. So it would make sense to read Matthew Yahoo and he told you, upon this rock I'm going to build my church. A place where they're going to put a goddess Diana? Why y'all think these people worship Mary, the Catholic Church? See, the goddess Diana just kept changing names.
Yeah, that's right.
It's been the same goddess. All they did was change the name. And the Catholic Church worship Mary. Just try to educate our people. It's not hard. You can't find church nowhere else.
No.
They just told you what they did in the church, didn't they? They said them people ain't took nothing from the church. The whole time, he said everybody here believe that. That's our whole worshiping. We're idols. That's all they do. We worship idols at the church.
Right.
Why you think you go to church and you see them stained glass windows with them angel stuff?
Come on.
Everything he told you in the book of all our hot Dabri Deuteronomy not to do.
Yep.
He said the day when I spoke to you, you didn't see no image.
That's right.
You didn't see no bird, so it made no sense you have no pigeons up there. You think it's a dove, it's a pigeon. You didn't see no white angels. You never seen this happen, but they put them up there anyway. He said you saw that. He said you saw no animal. He said lest you corrupt yourself.
That's right.
And you make them. Why you think the church got them?
Bro.
That's why they the church.
Yep.
That's why they had to get rid of Ten's Day.
That's right.
Because people started breaking away from the Catholic Church. Not just because of the homosexuality with the boys. This stuff ain't written in the first place. They ain't had no business in there. Hello?
Yes, sir. That's right.
All right, that's two. All right, appreciate it. Hope y'all learned something.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.